Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another installment in the Tacky Tablet series, a series in which I take a look at various tablets that I've got from various places, and I'm going to review them here. I've actually forgotten the introduction that I made for Tacky Tablets, so I guess I'll just, improvise it and just go along with it. Today we're taking a look at an E-Waste find. I got this tablet about 3 or 4 months ago or so from E-Waste. I actually got a whole bunch of this stuff from E-Waste that was from a company. Well, it went to E-Waste and I found it and went, well, this is all mine now. So I've brought it home, and most of it had software on top of Android that was like a lock on it sort of thing. Like what companies do to business phones and stuff, they install that management sort of stuff. But most of them booted up to the screen where it said you need to log in with their credentials to continue. The good news is though, a couple of them didn't have that software on them and I could just use them as they were. The other ones, however, I decided to do mad hacks on them. Now, I won't all tell you the company of them, but these guys left USB debugging on these things, and I was able to connect to the PC, run ADB, uninstall their crap, and then actually put a launcher on there to use it as normal. I will probably show you one of those later down the track, but today I want to focus on one particular tablet that took me fancy. That was a very, very long intro. Let me jump to looking at this rather peculiar looking tablet. Of course, if you need to skip along, there'll be timestamps in the description as well as the pinned comment, so you can go to wherever you like in this video. If you've already jumped ahead and you're not listening to me say this to you, that's okay, that's alright. I'm just telling you that there's timestamps there. You don't have to listen to me, it's all good. Alrighty folks, presenting. This doesn't have a name. Should we give it a name? We're gonna call it Rocky, okay? This, my friends, is Rocky. Rocky's a big fella. My logo is probably not going to be able to sort of fit anywhere. I might have to just leave the welcome mat. We'll just like put that there. Perfect. See? So this is Rocky. Rocky is a tablet that was used in business environments as a point of sale system because it has NFC built into it. The first thing that comes to mind is the Macca's kiosks. You go to them and then you do your order and stuff and then you pay on them. Sort of like this, but a smaller version. On the front, we have a 10-inch display. Not sure of the resolution though, but I know we've got a 2-megapixel front camera that can do 1080p video as well. But around the unit, it's all plastic. There's something inconspicuous about this, which I've kind of already revealed in the thumbnail, but yeah, this tablet has RGB, which I'm not particularly sure if there's tablets that have RGB as of yet, but this is one that does. So mark it in your books, folks. This is the first one that I've come across that has RGB. But yeah, otherwise it's fairly plain, all plastic. At the sides is just a whole bunch of ventilation and some little areas where cables are meant to run through. Then at the bottom, we just have one screw. No screw. I took that screw out because this is what is attached to the back of it. But I'll get to that soon, because now if I show you the actual back of it, this is where we go, well, what's the brand of it? It's just an input 12 volt, 1.5 amp, pass some regulations, made in China. Actually, that could be peeled off. Never mind, I thought taking that off there might be something hidden under there, but there's not. Now the I/O on this thing's pretty impressive, to be honest. So we've got an SD card slot, headphone jack, 2 USB ports. One is actually USB 3, and the other is a serial port, which for this device would be very, very useful. RJ45 Ethernet, probably gigabit LAN maybe? I'm not too sure. There's also a little hole there for a reset switch, which actually boots into recovery. I'll show you that. A micro USB port, which also works as on the go, and a DC barrel jack. The thing with this, though, is that there's actually no battery in this, because if it's meant to be used as a point of sale system, it's going to be plugged in all the time. Then again though, if the power goes out, and with this having no battery, then it just dies and loses all progress. But I guess because this doesn't have important data on it, I'm pretty sure that's fine. So we have to rely on the charger, which I'll show you very soon. But this plate goes on the back like so, and that's it. And then that would get mounted to whatever, and that stops anybody that's trying to use one of these to get access to the SD card and all that sort of stuff that's in there. This is protecting it, unless you took out the 2 screws and off you went, but they probably have it locked down or something like that. But this adds a significant amount of weight to it because it's all metal. The charger is an 18 watt, 12 volt at 1.5 amps, made by MFR Shenzhen Fujia Appliance. Well, it works, I can tell you that. I've used it. I don't remember taking any of these apart, so I wonder if there's actually space in here to install a battery. So now if I go ahead and plug in power, we get a little Android logo. The system files are in the description below. Feel free to go through them and take a look at all the system files, because this has root access. So I was able to dump basically everything from system. I have installed 2 applications, Root Explorer to get to the system files, and then root access to check if I did have root access. And also, if you're wondering, this was $10 from E-Waste. They actually came in boxes too, but the box is just a generic white box with this in it, and then another box to the side with, never mind, I got the box here. The box just has some mounting screws in it and that's it. But there's no brand name attached to this. But yeah, $10 for this, which I think is a pretty good dealio, considering. Now I'm going to make the decision to take the screen protector off, because we want to see this gorgeous display on this. shiny. And looking closer at the display, I think it's probably a 720p display on this, not too sure. The colors do look a little bit washed out, but they're not too bad overall. Swiping down, we've got the usual shortcuts, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotate, mobile data, no SIM card slot. Could be one on the motherboard, I don't know. Airplane mode, and that's it. We're running Android 10 on this, by the way. Swiping left, swiping right, nothing on the home screen. Touching and holding on the main screen, we can go to home settings, which has developer options. Well, I guess I'll just leave that there. Widgets is probably just all the usual widgets. Yes, that's correct. Wallpapers, what have we got on here? Just the blue bubbly wallpaper that I'm not sure where that's from. Now swiping up to show you the applications, we've got calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome, clock, Explorer, files, gallery, Gmail, LED. I'll show you LED. Multifunction clock, music, Play Store, root explorer, search, settings, sound recorder, and video. I uninstalled the root checker, but it's definitely got root access, so that's all good. So yeah, this is pretty much stock Android. And going into settings, you'll see, customize your pixel. And then it says, secure your phone right there. Yes. You're a big pixel. Network and internet, we've got Wi-Fi, which is 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. So I'll connect to my 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, standard Gboard there. Connected to Wi-Fi, airplane mode, Ethernet. I'll actually test Ethernet and see if I can access Google, because I don't think I've ever used Android and Ethernet before. I think I attempted on that really cheap Android laptop I looked at a couple of months ago, but I don't think I've done it properly. So let me splice in some footage of me testing it and see if it works. I've got Ethernet connected into the tablet, and I have internet. Nice. Let's see the speed of Telstra internet. Wow. Probably because it's not gigabit. That's probably 10100 actually. Mobile plan, which I thought would be eSIM, but no, there's nothing. Oh, also the volume keys are on the navigation bar because there's no buttons on this. And there's also an accelerometer in this as well. So that does help if you want to, use it this way or use it that way, whichever way you want to. I need it that way. It says insert a SIM card for mobile plan, so maybe they've put a SIM card on the motherboard? I really don't know. Hotspot and tethering, data saver, VPN, and private DNS, so all good there. Connected devices, Bluetooth, and NFC. Let's try NFC. Where would NFC be though? Here somewhere? Yeah. I don't think NFC works, because I've switched it on, but it's greyed out, and I've tried my time zone card, and no worky. We'll have to try NFC later on, but otherwise in connection preferences, nothing really to note except Chromebook. Your phone is not linked to a Chromebook. It's not a phone, it's a tablet, but sure, that was terrible. I'm sorry I say phone. People pick on me all the time because I say phone. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tacky Tablets, and in today's one we're going to be taking a look at this very strange, particular, weird tablet from E-Waste. This is a rock chip based tablet that has a 10-inch display on it, and it's pretty good for the most part. So we're going to be just taking a look and going through this tablet that says it's a phone. Right there, as you can see, it says a phone and it's a Pixel, which it clearly isn't. I'll stop now. Apps and notifications, let's check them. I have went through this already, but I will just quickly scroll through this. So we are running Android 10, and most of this is stock. Pretty much all of it's stock. As far as I remember anyways, I'm pretty sure like most of it's stock, but yeah, all of this is in the system files, so feel free to have a look through them and see what you find. I know that Explorer is custom, but that's rock chip based. Yes, this is rock chip based. But yeah, like, everything here is fairly basic. There's no bloatware or anything, which is quite nice. I mean, considering this is going to be used in business environments, I'm fairly sure that whatever company has bought these is going to make sure that it's completely stripped of any sort of dodgy stuff or bloatware. But the company that customized these tablets, that locked them down and left USB debugging on, well done lads, likely would have uninstalled all the other stuff anyways. But moving on into display, we do have HDMI here. Could be an HDMI port on the motherboard. Once again, I don't know. Not much to take a look at in sounds apart from advanced, which, oh no, there's actually nothing in here. There's no best loudness because it's not MediaTek, hooray. But it's rock chip, and you're probably wondering what rock chip's in here. You'll see very, very soon. The internal storage of this is 16 gigabytes with 5.69 gigabytes free. But luckily, I can put an SD card in this, and off we go. Nothing really to note in privacy, location, we'll leave that. In security though, we have the security update as May 5th, 2020. And one thing in here which makes sense thinking of it now is that if you go to screen lock, it doesn't actually set one. You can't actually set a screen lock on this because there's no power button unless you double tap to wake up the screen, if that's even enabled on this. Accounts? That's not accounts, SMOOREZ. Accounts, I'll go ahead and add my Gmail onto this because we're going to need that to access the Play Store. Question, is the front of this glass? Yeah, the front of this is glass. I've come into accessibility just to see if there's anything in here. And apart from, sort of the usual stuff, interaction controls, boot app, null. I didn't know you could do that in accessibility, but okay. Why is it in accessibility for the boot app though? That's just a bit confusing for me, but anywho, screenshot is just taking a screenshot. Digital wellbeing parental controls, we don't need to go through that, same as Google. System, which we have gestures, but that's not gestures as in navigation gestures. Hang on, that's actually kind of useless. Prevent ringing on vibrate. Doesn't have a vibration motor and you can't make phone calls from it. We do have developer options. It does show that we've got 2 GB of RAM in this, so we should be able to do some gaming. Well, I plan to do gaming on this anyways, but otherwise, yeah, this is on by default. And I will probably put the window animations down, actually. Let's see if that makes a difference. At the moment, performance-wise, it's not too bad. It's been fairly responsive when I was originally playing around with it, but remember, it's a $10 tablet in front of me. The fact that it's working is worth the $10 already. So, system update. I don't think we can update this. I mean, I don't think this would get Android 11 anyways, but it would have been nice to see if there was any security patch updates or anything. Otherwise, in About Tablet, we see the device name as RK3399 Android 10, and that is a Rockchip 3399, which is actually a 6-core processor with 2 clusters, which honestly doesn't make this a tacky tablet at all. At this stage, it's not tacky, but we'll see. And if we go into the Android version and go to Android 10, of course it's Android 10, we can then do this and do that, and then, oh, I missed it. There we go. And there we go, we have the Easter egg. Security patch level is May 5th, 2020. Google Play System Update is November 1st, 2019. Baseband version unknown. Kernel version and build number is just there, which says 2021, which could indicate that this was manufactured in 2021. Otherwise, that's everything in settings. Once again, we've got a stock Android tablet right in front of us. It's not a welcome with dodgy stuff or anything like that. It's just hardware and Android. This is it. Let's go ahead and start testing this out and see how it goes. I'm going to open up the Play Store first before I start showing you applications because I want to install YouTube real quick. So we've got calculator, which looks like a standard calculator. Nothing to see here. Calendar looks like a calendar. Camera looks like camera. As you can see, I really need a better setup for looking at tacky tablets because, as you can see, the camera's in front of me, obscuring the view, and the tripod is also reflecting on there, so hopefully that's not going to be a big bother. The camera looks a little something like this. It is basic. It is a 2 megapixel camera, and we can do camera or video, and the only settings you can do is resolution quality, which 2.1 megapixels for the front camera, and the video quality at 1080p. There are 2 other settings up here, which is just grid lines and a timer if you wanted to use them. I haven't taken photos with this because I have to rely on it connected to power to be able to do anything, and trying to do a camera test, trying to take photos of froggos and stuff without seeing the screen would be just a little bit difficult. If it was powered by USB, I could have tried it. It's a little bit finicky. So what I've done is taken a video, so I'll splice it in for you, take a look at it, we'll come back and we'll continue on. Alright, I'm outside. Don't question how I'm outside. I'm using an extension lead plugged inside with this outside, and that's how I'm doing it. Is there a digital zoom, by the way? No, there's not, but there's some sort of a grid line that happens. Virtual inventory there. Okay. The microphone is also down the bottom right-hand corner. I won't know that till later, but it's down there. So, hello. That works, doesn't it? Of course it does. Silly. And Froggos are there. Let's see how far I can go before I have to whip it out. That's as far as I can go. See, look. That's what I'm having to use. It's okay, it works. And there, and frick. This is the camera test with this thing. I hope you all enjoyed. And that was the video quality on this, which this is not meant to be used as something for social media and stuff like that. For the intended use of this device, it doesn't need to have a fancy camera on it. It has a camera that just works, and that's exactly what it does. Now, I will also say at this point in time, this is starting to warm up quite a bit, and it's quite cold actually. So that rock chip is starting to just get a little bit toasty. Not too bad though. Chrome is up next, so let's just try web browsing on this. I can see a page for the rock chip. And this tells us that it's got very good Linux support, including U-boot, kernel, graphics, video decoder, and encoder. And yeah, this has 2 CPU clusters, a big cluster and a little cluster. A Mali T860 MP4 GPU, so definitely should be able to do some gaming with this. But internet browsing on this, honestly, like I'll just go to some random site. Seems fairly good. Oh, it's a wiki. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly reasonable for what it is. If you've seen this on a site to purchase for, you know, $100 or something like that, a normal consumer isn't going to want to buy this because of having no battery. It's made for not industrial use, but sort of business use and all that sort of stuff. So all the stuff that I'm going to be doing on this is stuff that's not meant to be done on this, if that makes sense. So web browsing would probably never be in the question for this, but from my quick test, it handles it fairly well. Not too sure how it would go in social media, but for just Google browsing, seems pretty good. With 2 gigs of RAM, I can't expect too much either. Clock is just clock. Nothing to see. Explorer is the rock chip Explorer, which if I go to internal memory, there's my internal memory, and there's not much you can do here. I thought with root access, I'd be able to do something within this rock chip file explorer, but it turns out that you can't do too much. Moving on next to files is a little something like this. The more better looking Google files, which I can go to the internal storage and see all that, but I can't access the root storage from in here. That's why I installed Root Explorer to be able to do that. Gallery is just going to show the video that I took. Yeah, the microphone also is very quiet on this. Probably because the microphone's hidden inside of this unit. It didn't quite pick up very well, so I'm going to have to boost the volume during editing, which may result in it being very muffled, but I'll try my best to make it sound as reasonable as I can. Gmail self-explanatory, don't have to go into Gmail. LEDs. This is the moment that you've probably all wanted to see. Okay, s'mores, you've got a tablet that does RGBs. Fantastic. Show us what it does. This is what the app looks like. I just thought of something real quickly. This is a long shot, but I've got an RGB remote, which kind of looks exactly the same. I just thought there may have been like an infrared port maybe hidden in the bezel somewhere, but no, that's not the case. Worth a shot though. Press on. And there you go. I'll turn the lights off so you can get a better look at it. Wow. And this is why it's good as like a point of sales machine, because it glows and people can see that it's glowing and this is what you need to interact with. The thing is though, it's not quite RGB. I can do red, so that's more than enough for me. You can do green, you can do blue, which I guess that's RGB, isn't it? But the thing is though, the custom colors, like for example, that's white and it's just now cycling through all different colorways. And then if I go to that, that's pink, but it's come up as blue, breathing. And then if I go to blue, it's red. If I go to blue again, it's green. The brightness doesn't work. I mean, this says it's a demo with projectile and all that sort of stuff going on. So I'm pretty sure they just want to set it to one thing and that's it. Taking a look around the unit though, I'm not too sure how many LEDs are actually going to be built in there. Look, it's fairly bright for what it is too. You can also see it shining through the inside of the shell just there as well. This is the future right now. If gaming tablets aren't a thing, manufacturers of tablets, get on it. Start making tablets with RGB as the next big thing. It looks cool though, does it not? Just changing to other colorways and stuff. It's pretty cool. Here's a fun idea for one of these. Attach it to the wall, have it plugged into power 24/7, have it glowing red, put Uber Eats or menu log on it, order food, and it'll come straight to your door, and you don't have to do a damn thing. That's called laziness. When I get to the teardown, I really want to take a look at the LEDs, because honestly, when I seen this tablet for the first time, when I got it out of the box, I had no clue that there was going to be LEDs on this thing. And then when I plugged it into power and it lit up like a Christmas tree, I've just went, now that's cool. SMOOREZ 2023 Christmas special will be looking like this. At least I don't have to buy the tree and then store it. Honestly, I wasn't going to do a review on this, but you know what? It's actually worth showing this because I don't think people have seen an RGB tablet. Congratulations, everyone, you've seen an RGB tablet. Unless some manufacturer has already made one, it's pretty cool nonetheless. Should I leave it on red for the rest of the review? I don't think it's worth it because if I put the light back on, actually, you know what? It adds some flair to it. Let's leave it on. Sorry I waffled on about the lights for about 17 minutes, but that's okay. I need to show you all the LEDs. Next up is multifunction clock, which the closing time cannot be equal to the opening time. Oh, okay. It's not a clock, it's a power on, yeah, it says power on and off right there. So that's what it is, that makes sense. I've turned my lighting down to absolute minimum because you could see a reflection of the lights just there. So this might feel a little bit better, a little bit more chill. I say that and we're about to do the speaker test, so things are gonna get loud. And this is where I need to put my SD card in. When putting the SD card in, I thought it would click in all the way, but it just sticks out like that. Here we go, BFG Division on another $10 tablet. Does it have stereo speakers? Surely it doesn't have stereo speakers. There is only one speaker in here. Well, there may have been two, but no. No, it's definitely coming out of there. It's a little bit muffled, but it's not bad though. Actually, it's got some punch to it, not gonna lie. I take that back, it's actually a fairly decent speaker. It's not a big spurker though. Bless the DJ1000. Play Store, I'm just curious to see if Genshin will come up on 2 gigs of RAM. I don't think it will, but let me just try. It'll probably say your device cannot run this. I would have put Genshin Impact on here, considering that I can install it on this, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, but alright, sure. I would have to put a micro SD card in, format it as internal storage, and then install it onto that, which would be absolutely painful for Genshin to load. It would take quite a while to load, so I probably won't end up doing that. But we can try Arc though. Does Arc work? Not that Arc has worked on the last sort of couple of devices. There's the install button there. Well, we can install Arc. I want to play Doom on this. I want to run Geekbench on this. I want to try and play San Andreas on this. An emulator for something may be good. I'll figure that out soon. So Root Explorer is what I installed on this to extract the system files from this. So basically, I went straight into this, went to root, went to system, copied that straight to another folder, and that's it, done. That's how I got the system files from this, because I actually did connect it via ADB. I went ADB pull system. It was pulling most of them, but then it got to build prop and said nope, and I couldn't pull vendor from it as well. So that's why I just thought, well, I'll check if it has root access. It did. So then I installed this to grab that, and thus we have system files. Not much left for the default apps because we've got search, settings, sound recorder, which looks like a regular sound recorder, allow, okie dokie. There's a little VU meter. Hello. Oh yeah, it works, see? So the microphone is definitely buried somewhere in there. Videos is just going to play back videos. Let's quickly do the YouTube test on this. I reckon it'll play in 1080p, no problems. So full screen it. Go to settings. Okay. That's a first. I can't set the resolution? Got it, just had to fiddle around with the settings. 4K 60 FPS. Let's just see. Curious, alright? If it can do 4K 60 FPS, I'll be surprised, but let's just see. This is 4K 60 FPS. Okay. It's a little too much. You tried, buddy. We'll put you down to 1080p, and I think you'll fly. Beautiful. Look, the display quality is definitely not the best. The colors aren't really vibrant. It is a bit sort of washed out, especially in the greens and stuff. It's definitely not as vibrant as I've seen on other displays, but it's alright, it's fine, it'll do the job. So yeah, 1080p YouTube on this, not a problem. So this is a 4K demo video, and it's a bit laggy. I just thought I'd actually try 4K video just to see, and that's the result. Let's run Geekbench on this. I'm honestly quite curious to see the scores we'd get. After this, I'll check the specs and then we'll move on to gaming. Yep, RK3399, Android 10 is the model with Android 10. And the 6-core processor. Let's run the benchmark, see how long it takes. It definitely won't take up to an hour like with an MT6580. Still might take some time though. Benchmark's done. Here we go. The scores are 270 for the single and 738 for the multi-core score. I was not expecting it to be anything close to that. I'm looking at some other scores from previous devices, and the closest that I can see for this is the Unisoc Tiger T310 with a single core score of 374, but the multi is 743, which is almost the same as this. While this is a fairly low performance chip, it does have some kick to it. I mean, it beats an MT6580 like 4 times over, probably more than that. I can't math. That's Geekbench. Let me open up device info hardware, CPU system info, and I'll also install QuickShortcutMaker as well. So it's an 800 by 1280 display. So it's close, 720p. Sensors seem to be generic. NFC is listed there, but not sure if it does work. RAM is 2 GB. The 6 clusters there with the Mali T860, which was confirmed when I quickly Googled it. And it crashed. No, it rebooted. Yeah, it crashes when I go to system on chip. So back in system, it doesn't say root access though. Usually it has root access in here, but nothing there. There's the screen details, 60 Hz display, 1280 by 800. Multi-touch, what do you think that'd be? 5 or 10? 10-point multi-touch, not bad at all. No, that's not bad at all. That's great for this. 2 GB RAM, 16 GB of storage. The camera, which is 2 megapixels, which has basically nothing to it. The battery, does it say? It says 9,000 milliamp hours for the power profile. We're at 50% too, but that doesn't exist. Yeah, the CPU is actually at 66 degrees right now, which explains why this thing is just getting slightly warm. In sensors, we do have accelerometer, light sensor, magnetometer, and a gyroscope, but I don't think they have anything for them. No, there's no data. Light sensor? No data. Well, we know accelerometer works. Whee! Well, it should work. It's kind of a bit, backwards, but sure. Checking the other application, which wants to run this way for some reason. Root access says no. That's not the case. System on chip is exactly what we expected. Internal memory is there. RAM is there. Screen size 6.9 inches, not quite correct. Battery actually doesn't say anything because there's no battery in here, so well done. 57 degrees for the CPU now. Accelerometer, and yeah, everything else is just default stuff with no actual sensors in this. And then cameras, it just crashes. Let's have a look through QuickShortcutMaker and see if there's any leftovers. And the first thing I see is Android Auto, which, has this been left over? That doesn't work. Imagine hooking this up to your car and like using this for GPS and stuff. That'd actually be pretty sick. DIY Tesla. There's no setup as well. I actually factory reset this and setup did not pop up. It just boots straight into the home screen. Dynamic system updates. I'm curious, what does this do? You can't launch this app because it requires some additional permissions to launch. I've got root access, but okay. The LED is example.myapplication. Photo screensavers? That did come up actually. Photo table. Okay, that doesn't work. Quick Step is the launcher. Oh, there's a stress test here. Oh, recovery test? Oh, I haven't shown you recovery yet. You definitely don't want to do that in Array's Flash. That would be a bad idea. Oh yeah, system update. I can't launch that either. Oh, hello. I'm confused. Check now. The current version is the latest. At least I got to see updates, and it's telling me the current version is the latest. We know. We get it. I may have clicked that too many times, but honestly, yeah, not too much within QuickShortcutMaker. If there's anything you want to check up, have a look through the system files to see all the applications there. Okay, I've installed games. I haven't put emulators on yet because I'm not too sure what I want to test. All right, with the keyboard plugged in, let's play some Doom. Now, even though in free Doom options, I've got hide touch controls, they still pop up, but there's a way to actually hide them. There we go. There's Doom. So I go new game, Knee Deep in the Dead, hurt me plenty. Okay. There it is. So if you go to settings and then go modify, then go transparency, put that all the way down, save, then click settings a couple of times. There we go, Doom. There you go. Of course it runs perfect. And it looks really nice. I mean, Doom was meant to run on like, what, 320 by 240? You could totally mount this on the wall and just use it to play Doom, if you want. Literally. The tablet that's only made for Doom. And just quickly playing Doom 2. Off we go. Grab chainsaw, and whee! Mayhem! The speaker gets sort of a little bit crunchy, but otherwise, no, it's completely fine. Of course Doom's gonna work. It's kind of like the perfect setup for Doom with the ominous sort of red LEDs going around it and the pure darkness. It's like the perfect way to experience Doom right now for me. And at least you know that on the go works too. Not that you'll ever probably find any of these tablets. We have to play San Andreas. Go on. This is going to be a bit of an experience. Have I played San Andreas on a tablet as of yet? I don't think I have. I'm going to put everything on maximum. I think this can handle it. I have faith in this. It'll prove me wrong, won't it? Alrighty. Autofocus. There we go. You know what? That's perfectly acceptable. This is on absolute maximum too. Oh, popped a wheelie there. Alright, Carl, let's see if we can make the jump. Can we do it? Of course we can. Off we go. One day he's gonna land that. One day. You know, thinking of all the things I could do with this. Just mount it to the wall, have it plugged in all the time, and just use it for, you know, internet browsing or whatever. You know, in the kitchen while using Chef Mike to microwave something. I could be on Google, you know, or YouTube, or playing some Doom or something. But, like, I don't have to lower the settings down. At maximum, it's perfectly playable. I mean, I can lower the settings down ever so slightly to get it running smoother. But from what I'm seeing here, this is pretty good. I didn't realize there was a wall there. I've got a camera in front of me, so I'm kind of using the viewfinder to navigate. You've also got to think I've paid $150 for some devices that can't even run San Andreas, that I've reviewed on this channel before. And this $10 tablet's just like, yeah, that's fine. No worries. I wonder how much the retail cost of one of these would have been, though. I'm pretty happy with that. Satisfied that San Andreas can run on this, no problems. Arc, on the other hand, if it can play on low, That's more than I ask. I think it'll crash. No, I've got faith in you, buddy. I have faith in you. You can do this. Just gotta give it some gentle enthusiasm. You can do it, buddy. There you go. I don't think it's listening. I take that back, it's listening. It's not listening. So close. Actually, let's just open it. Oh, no, it definitely crashed. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Oh, nope. I tried. I'm curious. Let's see if this can actually play Dreamcast. Honestly, don't know if this will run Dreamcast or not. I have not tried a Dreamcast emulator in such a long time. My two favorite games are Rez and Virtua Tennis. Rez is just such a trip. The Virtua Tennis is just really chill. It's relaxing. In video options, I'll just leave everything as is. So I'm going to start with Rez first. I'm excited to see if this will work. How does it run? Perfect. Is it good? This is pretty good. Come on, is it good? Oh, it's a little chuggy. Feels like there's input lag too, but okay, it's a little slow. I mean, it's playable. Here's where things get exciting. Here we go. Oh, vibration actually works. I actually done a speedrun of this many years ago. Such a fun game. It is a trip if you have not played it. Just fun rhythm sort of game. But yeah, like, I'm pretty happy with the performance. Granted, if I used RetroArch, I'd probably get a little bit more performance out of this. Also, I've realized why this might be getting a little toasty is because I got microfiber cloths holding this tablet up, so then it's not really reflecting. Whoops, that might have been my fault there. I would assume that if it can play this, then it would be able to play PlayStation 1 easy.
Virtua Tennis!
Virtua Tennis! I'll just turn the volume down a little bit so it's not blasting your ears out. Now, granted, this is not the most intensive Dreamcast game, but go on, let's see. I can't see the ball because I'm looking through the viewfinder. Got him. I mean, that runs smooth, like, it's perfect. As I said, not the most graphically intense Dreamcast game, so that's why it's able to run pretty much full speed. But I'd say anything that would be pushing the Dreamcast, like Sonic Adventure 2 or something like that. Let's try Sonic Adventure 2. I feel that it's not fair to do a conclusion on Dreamcast without trying that game. I have obtained Sonic legally. You can be sure of that. Now let's see if past SMOOREZ was incorrect by saying that Sonic Adventure 2 would probably lag on this. Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. Sega! Oh, didn't say it. Alright. I don't think PS2 would run on this. I think PS2 is a little more advanced. Dreamcast, PS1, I think you'll be right. And here it is. Oh, yeeting cars around. Oops. No, it's like super smooth. It doesn't look like it on camera. Oh, actually, okay, it just kind of lagged a little tiny bit. No, it's almost bulletproof. Fair some slowdowns, yeah, here and there. But the fact that I can yeet cars, yeah, okay, that does make it lag a little bit. Whee! Oh, I missed the ramp. I'm also looking through the viewfinder playing this. This is not really helpful. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Whee! Yeah, this is really good. I just fell to my death. It looks really good too. It's just, excuse my poor gameplay of Sonic, because I have not played this in a long while. I'm amazed that it can play Dreamcast. Chuck a 128 gig SD card in this, and load it up with emulators and stuff, and there you go. A $10 emulator machine right here. For 10 bucks was an absolute steal. Let's take the $30 Game Stick Lite for example. I think that played Dreamcast at 1 frame a second, if that. This was $10 and it's able to play it fine. Granted though, you're not going to find this out and about because this was a specific find for E-Waste, but if you did find something similar, you have it connected to power, you don't have to worry about the battery swelling in this or anything like that, hook up a controller to it, and off you go. I didn't try the serial port, but I assume that it would just be USB. No? Oh, okay. I mean, it's already sold me over with RGBs and being able to play Doom pretty good, but this has decent performance, and for its intended purpose to basically just be hooked up 24/7 to run an app, will do that perfectly fine, but pushing it further, turns out that it's definitely a great little device to play around with. Hopefully we can find a model of this when I tear it down, and then maybe I'll be able to find the make of this, perhaps, to see how much these are going for. It is unfortunate that a lot of you out there don't have e-waste near you. You just got to be there at the right time to have a shipment of this stuff just roll in. I just so happen to get it all, and it's been fun testing this thing. You could also put this in the bathroom and use it as a mirror. You could also hang it up in the toilet and watch YouTube, or play games, or do other things. You can have this streaming music if you want. You can do a lot of things with this. It's useful, and the ports on this make it even more useful. It also makes for a good Ripley toy. Maybe? Whoop, there you go. Whoop. And thus the loaf can have fun for hours. I think she will get bored of this really quickly though. Whoops! You use technology, Rip. Make it full screen again. Oh, no. You closed it. She's basically like, yeah, I finished with this. It's fine, I don't need this anymore. Was that not fun? So my conclusion for this is that it's not a tacky tablet. This is a really usable tablet that has decent performance for what it can do, and I'm ready to tear it down to see the innards, but I want to show you all recovery mode first. And since there's no power off button, I just have to rip the power out. How to get into recovery, as far as I remember, is you press button down, hold it, and that should get you into recovery. And there we go, recovery. And then you can use a keyboard to navigate this, and off you go. Super simple to get into recovery, one button press. But now, it's time to investigate. Let's see what is inside of our buddy. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you're expecting this thing to be. For 10 bucks, I really cannot complain. But looking at it as a review standpoint, the hardware in this, decent for what it is. I mean, rock chips is usually used in TV boxes and stuff, but I'm not really knowledgeable on rock chip stuff. I've only used a couple of them throughout the years. One was actually in the Game Stick Lite, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Gotta break through the warranty sticker. Aww. Who do you go back to about warranty? My tablet broke. I don't know who I'm contacting, but alright. And there was no instruction manuals in the boxes for these either. I don't think so anyways. This comes off first. Oh, my slippy. Okay. Whoa. This is super janky, but okay. You ready to see inside this? Ta-da! Now, I know what you may be thinking. SMOOREZ. That's not that janky at all. We'll get back to that. So the screen, the digitizer's just hanging off there. And the screen ribbon is just there. And the LEDs, they've just got two of these flex cables just hanging off there. But if you can see, all of the LEDs that are going in there, there's a whole heap of them. I thought it may have been just, a couple on each corner, but no, there's several of these LEDs going on there. But yeah, there's two LED strips. One starts there and ends there, and the other one starts there and ends there. Not that sophisticated at all, but it works. It says red, blue, green on it, which, I mean, it does, but there's probably a way to customize the colors, but I'm just not too sure what would actually work with it or not. Yeah, the LED strip literally just can come out. It just lifts off from the bezel. Now, one thing that you're seeing right now, there is actually two loudspeakers in this, but look at where the holes are. They're for ventilation. Idiot me didn't realize that the speakers were outputting to the sides of the unit the whole time, not at the back. That's probably why it sounded a little bit strange, because I was holding it and obscuring the sound. Whoops. I have been electrocuted in the past. That is something that I'm not too sure what that does, but it does something. But let me take the heatsink off. Maybe this needs some thermal paste. If there's no thermal paste, I might put some. That might help it. Once I take the heatsink off, we'll get a look at the board. Whoa, okay. That's a big thermal pad. It's also hot. That's what she said. Wow. Okay. You know what this feels like right now? Play-Doh. Hey, I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I hope you're having fun. Whoever's watching this, I hope you're having fun, because I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. Just put the Play-Doh there. It's so cool. When I went to E-Waste and got these, yeah, I didn't just get one of these. I actually got a couple of them. I'm thinking, because I'm nearing 100K, why don't I give away one of these to some random lucky viewer out there? Let's do a giveaway. I'll have a proper think about it. I can then let you all know, and then you can win yourself a SMOOREZ custom tablet. Well, it's not custom, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's cool. We could do something with it. That could definitely be something. I don't know what that is, but it scares me. Our guts are going to be right in there. The thing is, though, they've put some solder blobs on each corner. Well, except for that corner. This board is definitely made for something else. You can see all the connections on here for different things. USB 4G, USB camera, USB audio, power on there. Oh, that might have been helpful if they put a power on switch there, but that's okay. That there was for the screen. That there is for the touch panel. Microphone is plugged in there. Oh, where's the microphone, actually? I found the microphone. The microphone is right there. So it goes whee all the way. I won't take the motherboard out of it. Let's just leave it connected, just so it makes it easier. Both speakers in this are 8 ohm, 2 watts. Fairly decent for this. Yeah, I'm not seeing any battery connections on this. There's key there. NFC is just there as well, but NFC... Oh, there's no NFC on this. That's why. NFC's not on this. Unless... No, that couldn't be NFC. What the hell's that? I don't know what that is. That's some sort of doohickey thing. There's no NFC because the pads are right there. This is good hardware for 10 bucks. There is good modding potential in this thing. My soldering iron has kind of died. It's just not melting through that solder. See, it keeps switching off too. Ah. I'm not going to be able to show you, folks. Sorry. My soldering iron is not quite working, and I don't have another one. So I don't think I'm going to be able to take that off. But we know what chip is in there. It has a heatsink, and then a thermal pad, and then another heatsink. Pretty sophisticated, but I would have liked to have seen it though. But this black heatsink is attached to the metal shielding, and the metal shielding does slot down into place, but yeah. I don't want to risk breaking it. As much as I would have loved to have seen it, I don't want to risk it. I'll go ahead and put our Play-Doh back on. Yeah, buddy. Bit of Play-Doh for you there. Perfect. Does anyone remember how this went in? Was it like this? No? Was it like this? I think it was like that. Was it like this? I don't remember how the heatsink went, so I'm just going to guess and pretend it was this way. Before I seal it back together, and the fact that it took me like an hour to pull it apart, we now test to see if it still works. I hope it does. Okay. Oh, there we go. So the LEDs work still. Good. Both sides? Yep, both sides. Yep, touch works. I'll display all of the specifications for the rock chip something. I didn't find a model number on the motherboard, so unless I did, and I just didn't see it during the teardown, but I still honestly do not know the manufacturer of this thing, so I'll just put whatever I can display there so you can take all of that in. Sorry for all the fingerprints, but you know, it was a hectic teardown. But we can make it nice and clean again with our buddy, the orange scrub-a-dub. Dub-a-dub. I don't know what he's called. Well, Rocky the Rock Chip Tablet, you did well today. You have served your purpose well. While I'm thinking about it, I'll redo the speaker test. It's a little bit better. Just silly me didn't think it would be protruding at the sides there. I see the back and I think, oh, they're speaker grills. No, they're not. They're ventilation. But that is taking a look at Rocky the Rock Chip Tablet that I got from E-Waste for 10 bucks that I'm honestly thinking of doing a giveaway for because I've got another one of these. But I'll have to think about how I'm going to do it because if I was to hold a giveaway, I want to have it as fair as possible so that everyone gets an opportunity. You know, I'm not going to pick a favorite or anything like that. It would just be get a whole bunch of names, do a random one, and that person will win it, and I ship it to you. The only thing is the power for this will work in whatever country this gets sent to. It's just that the prongs on this are Australian only. You will probably have to get a travel adapter, which shouldn't be that much of an issue considering if you're watching this video, you'll probably have one of these laying around or a travel adapter laying around. But as I said, let me think about it, and if I go ahead with it, you'll all get to hear about it. And of course, do I class this tablet as tacky? I certainly do not. It is a very, very functional device. Even if it was $100, it still honestly wouldn't be too bad for the price. I didn't see a way to put a battery in there, but the case is thick enough so you might be able to put something in there possibly. You've made it to the end of the video, so if you've made it this far without using the timestamps, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this one, having a look at this really oddball tablet. I know it's been a while since I last did a Tacky Tablet episode. Even though I've got plenty of them, I just didn't really feel like making a tablet review, but coming across these, I really felt the push to do another review on a tablet, so I hope you've all thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, if you've had to use the timestamps to skip along, that's completely fine, as this was a very, very rambly, chill video, which I really didn't have a plan for. It was just play around with the tablet and see what I can do, and here we are. Feel free to let me know what you thought of this thing down in the comments below, and if you know any more information about it, like the model, if you've seen it before, where they're used, etc. I'd like to hear it. But that is the tablet with RGB on another installment of Tacky Tablets. Thank you very much for watching this one. I really, really do appreciate it. I am taking my break soon, but I should be able to put out a few things before then, and even while I'm taking my break, I've got stuff to work on. As always, please take care, stay safe, be good people, and I'll see you all in the next one, which will be something. Not too sure what it'll be, but I'll work it out. Oh, I just realised my logo's been out of frame the whole time. That doesn't matter. Also, I've ordered all the AliExpress stuff from the last live stream I did. They've all been ordered and they've shipped, so I can't wait to see them. So until the next time I see you all, take care, keep being awesome, and keep being awesome. I actually got pencils for him today, so I'll have to see if he works. Probably doesn't.